third episode of the Asia Pacific Auto Podcast by S&P Global Mobility. I'm your host Gaurav Vangal, and today with me is our analyst Jasada Thongpang from Bangkok. Jasada is our expert in the ASEAN market for light vehicle production, the region that produced 2.85 million units in 2024. He plays a pivotal role in our organization by actively engaging with our clients and helping our clients to understand the forecast for the ASEAN market. Today, he will help us understand the ASEAN market outlook and trends. Then he also provides insights on the increasing EV investments and how the Japanese car makers and Chinese car makers are challenging each other in the region. Welcome, Jasada, and thanks for speaking to us.
Good morning, Gaurav. It's very nice meeting you and speaking to you this morning.
Okay, so let's start. Let's begin with the discussing the current market conditions in the ASEAN region. In recent times, we are experiencing a decline in production volume across ASEAN. Specifically, Thailand has been facing challenges, while Indonesia is expected to cover some of the shortfall in the short term. What do you think about this? This definitely raises a questions about the overall state of the ASEAN market and its impact on the automotive industry. Could you provide some specific details why it is happening? What are the factors contributing to this?
Yes, thanks, Gaurav. You're right that ASEAN auto industry has been facing very much more challenge over the past several months. Uh, Let me talk about Thailand. The market here in Thailand since Q2, as many OEM have fully delivered production of the backlog of 22, while the domestic market has recorded the fourth consecutive decline in September, given the slower economic growth, high interest rate. Moreover, the pent-up demand, as you know, very much driven the demand during last year is
Mhm,
among the key factors that have weakened the auto market here in Thailand. However, the export will maintain a very robust, around 60% of the total production.
mhm,
And just for your information, Thailand GDP in Q3 grew um, lower than expect, only 1.7%, given the slow domestic consumption, less than expect the arrival of tourists, especially from mainland China. And
mhm,
Thailand overall export this year expect to decline by 2%. As you know, Thailand is a export-driven economy. And with that, we expect the slight decline of 0.7% for full year this year.
mhm,
For Lusut in Indonesia, as you know, as ASEAN's second largest auto production base, but in terms of the sales, they are number one. In terms of production in Indonesia, we expect to see a slight decline, also 0.7% with the output of 1.37 million units, largely due to the slow demand market during the second half of the year, maintaining the same output of 22
mhm.
amid the slower demand momentum significantly due to the central high interest rate. And as you know, the central bank in Indonesia just last week increased to the new record high of 6%. Yeah, Vietnam market so are facing a very much challenge as a market expect to be declined by 29% given the slow economic growth in Q3 due to the weaker export result amid the global economic slowdown. I hope I have replied your question, Gaurav.
Yes, definitely. Jasada, we understand that there are high interest rates running around, and recently Indonesia has also increased the interest rates. But yes, exports has already remained robust for the market. But
Yeah.
okay, can we move to the second question here? Very important question because when we talk about the EV policies, we have seen that we understood that the Thai market has given good incentives on the EV policies from EV 3.0 and then with the EV 3.5, while Indonesia has also reduced the VAT from 11% to 1% on BEV. What do you think that these policies are impactful on the EV industries, or how Chinese car makers are investing in ASEAN now?
Sure. Let me start from Thailand first, Gaurav. As you know, the Thai government has put very much effort to attract the foreign investment in EV manufacturing sector in a bid to have BEV production to account 30% of the production over the next 7 years or by the end of the decade. To do so, Thai government has introduced the EV 3.0 subsidy scheme where OEM, those who participate in the scheme, can import the BEV and obviously from mainland China for the domestic sale during the 22 to 23 2 years period. And these OEMs have committed to start the local assembly of BEV from next year going forward with the volume 1.5 times of those import volume during these 2 years. And as of now, there are 5 Chinese OEM who have joined the scheme, including the SAIC, MG, Great Wall, BYD, Hoson, or Native, plan to roll out the local assembly from next year. Moreover, the other Chinese OEMs, including Chang'an, GAC Ion, are expected to join the so-called EV 3.5 subsidy scheme from next year and commence the production from 25 going
Mm-hmm.
forward as the earliest. Yeah, just for information, according to the latest forecast from our sales team, the BEV registration year to date record nearly already nearly 60,000 units with the growth 300%. And by the end of this year, we will see 100,000 units alone for import BEV. And of course, 95% from mainland China, result with over 300% growth, as I mentioned. Apart from Thai market, all of these Chinese OEM aim to export the Thai built BEV to other right-hand drive market across the globe, mainly in ASEAN, Australia, New Zealand from the midterm following the huge capacity and Gaurav, of the new capacity from those Chinese OEM. We expect to see the annual capacity by 800,000 units,
Okay.
almost a million by the end of the decade. So quickly on Indonesia, as you mentioned, the VAT reduction, yes, is a government effort to drive the demand, but the VAT reduction from 11% to 1% not very successful. But next year, the government is expect to roll out something like the Thai government subsidy scheme in a bid to drive the greater demand for the BEV. So from next year, we're going to see much more intensified competition and the demand momentum in Indonesia, especially in the BEV segment graph.
Okay, Jasara, thanks for making us understand this. But let's move and talk about something on VinFast now, because we recently heard that VinFast become the third most valuable car maker in the world after Tesla and Toyota. Tell me something about VinFast current strategies on platform, vehicle, battery cells, sourcing, and expansion plans. Do we think that it is going to definitely bring an impact on the global industry, which they have recently able to do in initial years?
Okay. Gaurav, as you know, in the reality, VinFast faced the reality check given the sluggish vehicle sale in North America and in US market, where the first shipment of the VinFast VF8, the missile SUV, was recalled given the software malfunction and only less than 100 has been sold in home market in Vietnam actually sold their EV to its own subsidy company as a taxi hailing service, Vingroup, and it remain unclear whether how many vehicles will be built also to the customer in the market. Regarding the product strategy, in addition to mid-size VF8 or VF9, which are mainly export to US or Europe market, VinFast has rolled out many EV in home market from VF5, the B segment EV, VF6, VF7, the C segment, and we are very much concerned on the production of this vehicle. in home market, in the global market. For the battery side, uh, um, it owned the two EV battery manufacturing company called VES with the partnership with one of the biggest Chinese battery manufacturer, Goshen, of course, you know very well, that produce lithium iron phosphate battery. And earlier, they already even VinFast already invest in the lithium ion battery as well. But just recently, go to the production. And from the mid to the longer term, we still put out cautious forecast on the VinFast anyway because of the reality check, the market competition when it comes to um, sales against
Mhm.
Chinese OEM or Tesla in the global market. So it's a wrong road ahead, Gaurav, for VinFast.
Yeah, yeah, man. We can understand because as far as I know that they're also looking to invest in India, and we still think that it's far away from the real things what we are talking in Indian market for you. So let me bring to another important section that we all know that we talk when we generally ask our analysts that what are the right questions our clients are asking us. For this time, we know that multiple clients are asking us the same question. That ASEAN market has always remained a stronghold of Japanese car market, but now in recent years, the Chinese car makers has challenging this domination of Japanese car makers. What do you think about this, Sada? This strategies, their EV development strategies of the Chinese car makers? How they're going to challenge the Japanese car makers, specifically Chinese car makers in the region? What's your
Yeah,
thought?
this is a very good point and a very good question, Gaurav. As mentioned earlier, Chinese OEM has rapidly expand their market share in the region, especially in the BEV or the battery electric vehicle sales in Thailand, and with a growth over 300% this year, and 90% coming from mainland China. However, in the broader picture, we still expect that Japanese OEM will continue its strong momentum in the region with the production share over 80%, even though they have lost the ground to Chinese OEM. For your information, today, Japanese OEM largely dominate the market over 85% in the region, but going forward, they will lose the ground but it still maintain the largest by 75% anyway. In Thailand, the Chinese OEM will increase the production share from this year from only 2% to 10% by 25, following more production rollout from
Mhm.
24 going forward, especially from the BEV segment. And in the meantime, Japanese OEM will focus on the hybrid vehicle production through the longer term, given the lack of EV development capability and product innovation. Even though we know that some Japanese OEM like Isuzu and Toyota plan to introduce the midsize pickup EV to the market from 25 going forward. However, we anticipate that only a small volumes given the product offering that might be not be able to compete with the Chinese OEM in terms of the battery capacity, the driving lane per charge, for example. This is all our assumption.
Yeah.
However, Japanese OEM expect to introduce more BEV in the mainstream segment by the end of the decade going forward, Gaurav.
Okay, great, Jasara. Thanks for your insights, and we understand that we have extended our time this time because we have multiple countries to cover, and it's very interesting to listen from you about the challenges being faced by the Japanese OEMs and the Chinese car makers in the ASEAN region, and how they are responding to these kind of challenges among each other and among the regulations on the on this region. Thank you, Jasada, for your valuable insights.
Th- Thank you very much, Gaurav.
Thank you very much, everyone listening. Let's meet again in our next episode of Asia Pacific Auto Podcast by S&P Global Mobility. Thank you for listening.